Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to begin by thanking J Street, the United States and in Israel for arranging such an impressive conference. This is exactly the action that we must take to strengthen our ranks and fight for what is best for democracy, prosperity, security, and peace for Israel and for the United States of America. With the most humble manner, I would say that I think I hold a unique point of view. The experience I got from commanding Judea and Samaria, from the Home Front Command, and from coordinating the Iranian project as the Deputy Chief of Staff, as well as my intensive period as a politician, brought me to a few conclusions I would like to share with you. Israel today faces three existential threats. The first is the Iranian threat. This is a unique threat, more severe than anything we have known since the Yom Kippur War, and essentially comprises of three sub-threats: the nuclear threat, the direct military threat from Iran's proxies in the Middle East, and the threat of regional Iranian hegemony and its effect on neighboring countries. Iran is a great challenge to Israel, as it demands adapting the military and other security establishment dramatically. For example, conducting an ongoing campaign against Iran without breaching the threshold of war, investing in new weapons, training forces by new methods, building ability to fight on land as well as long range, developing the best active defense system in the world, coupled with high-level civil defense capabilities and other formidable changes we had to implement. All these are just glimpses to the challenge. I support diplomatic courses of action against Iran if it's possible, and I think it was a grave mistake the previous administration made to pull out of the JCPOA. You know, it's not written here, but I can assure you, few days after the agreement was signed, we gathered together all prominent figures in the Israeli security establishment, and we were all agree that the agreement was good for Israel. A professional stand, not a political stand. Unfortunately, you know the rest. Of course, meeting the Iranian threat mandates a strong alliance between Israel and America, regional and international cooperation, long-term resources allocation, and maybe the most important factor, a strong Israeli security with national resilience, social stamina, and solidarity. Israel's solidarity is under a grave threat. I will say more on that matter soon. The second threat is the Palestinian one. I consider it more severe than the Iranian threat because of its presumable weakness. The Palestinian issue threatens to tear up Israeli society from within. There is no more controversial issue than the future of the territories. No other issue has caused so much political violence in Israel, and no issue requires reaching decisions tough as those required by the Palestinian issue. In fact, Israel has two options, one destructive and the second very difficult. Israel must choose, the sooner the better, between annexation and separation. Remember that, annexation or separation, these are the only two options looking ahead to the future. Annexation will destroy the Zionist dream. Between 2.6 to 3.2 million Palestinians live in Judea and Samaria. 2.1 million Palestinians live in the Gaza Strip. The Messianic right in Israel aims to annex Judea and Samaria, reoccupy Gaza, and rebuild Gush Katif. It's crazy. This Messianic vision is a complete madness. Israel's only chance is to choose the options of separation. I will not explain now, but separation can be implemented practically. I'd be more than glad to elaborate about that later. The fulfillment of the Zionist vision is a homeland for the Jewish people with a solid Jewish majority, and we need to admit that. This is the only route to a free, equal, and democratic state. All other attempts to force together two different populations, roughly the same size, with a long history of animosity and war, is destined to fail. The challenge of creating a true and equal partnership with the large Arab minority, the Arab citizens of Israel, is challenging and difficult enough. Separation won't be easy to carry out either, but it is the only chance for a future of security and peace for Israel. The process of executing the separation may have to involve unilateral, bilateral, and multilateral actions, and Israel, as a regional power, must take initiative and lead the course. It's all about, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about initiative. And I am ashamed to say that we lost this ability to take initiative. The third threat to Israel's future is the combined trend of corruption, messianic and violent nationalism, with ongoing attacks on the judicial branch and the rule of law. A process of combining complete politicization of the national institutions, further erosions of the freedom of press and media, and increasing polarization among all countries' different groups. The expected government, the presumed coalition, and the campaign promises of the upcoming ministers do not bode well. I fear, so long as Netanyahu's trial continues, the devastation shall as well. The rift between entire populations shall only intensify, and this is the greatest existential threat to Israel's future. Democracies can collapse into themselves. There are several such examples in the world, but Israel, facing external threats, cannot allow itself such inner havoc that will translate into national, diplomatic, and military weakness. You must be asking yourselves, what can be done? Much work is needed in the public and political sphere, and much in the political and partisan arena. I intend to be active in both. The results of the recent elections did not weaken me. My earlier predictions turned out to be true. I am more than obliged to continue to share with you my thoughts on the possible courses of action, and I have no intention to give up. All we need are very simple matters: clear vision, good planning, strong leadership, and the great determination are needed. Israel is the homeland of all Jewish people. As a devoted servant of Israel and a true Israel patriot, I ask you to continue to take all action possible. We in Israel need your wisdom, your insight, your unique Jewish culture, your organizational capabilities, your political knowledge, and all other means you may commit and share. I thank you for all the incredible work you have done already. In 2 weeks, we shall celebrate Hanukkah, the holiday that symbolizes the freedom of Israel, but for a short period of time. A freedom that was extinguished by short-sighted leaders whose corruption and lack of understanding of the local and regional powers brought upon us terrible defeats. It is my hope and wish that we shall learn from our own history and we live out the blessing. Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. May the Lord grant strength to his people. May the Lord bestow on his people peace. It won't be done without our own deeds. Thank you very much. God bless you.